Hey everybody. I think it's very important to be able to vent about your disabilities when you need to certain trusted friends or family members, but I thought I would change it up a little bit today. There's this really interesting woman on a TED Talk I saw years ago. I can't for the life of me remember her name, but she was a marriage counselor. She got couples through really hard times, whether it was marital troubles or things like illness and sickness and death. And she said, while she obviously wouldn't prescribe cancer to any person or a couple, it brought out some of the best things in their life in weird ways. So I thought I would kind of think of my disability in the same way today and think of ways that CRPS has impacted my life in a positive way. And that sounds like, how the heck is that possible? But I'll kind of let you know what I mean in just a little bit. So without further ado, here are 5 reasons I'm, I guess, glad that CRPS came into my life. Number 1, I have become so much closer to my family than I ever thought possible. Tragic things like life-threatening illness or even deaths in the family can do one of 2 things. They can either bring a close-knit family even closer together to support each other in that time of tragedy, or they drift farther apart. We've had the former happen to us, for sure. We've certainly had our tough times where we had trouble getting along, certainly with all the stresses of having a sick family member on everybody gets to you sometimes, but for the most part, I've had the most solid support system a girl could have ever asked for. In particular, my mother, who's been joint at my hip for the last several months now, I'd say really since March, just being there to take care of me when things got really lousy. We've been hospitalized twice in that period. So she's been my advocate, my caretaker, and my rock. We really would have needed to come this close in our normal lives had this not happened. We obviously would have already been as close as we were as a family, which was already really close, but this is a special new kind of way. It's just a new flavor of closeness that only this kind of stress on your family can bring. So I guess I would say, for that reason, I'm obviously not happy that this happened to me, but here's some positive thing that's come out of it. Number 2 would be I have a greater just sense of appreciation for the good things in life, just the little small things. Just not realizing before this happened to me how important your health is and how unimportant everything else seems when you don't have it. That's because all you just want is your health back. Everything else is just trivial at that point. So I do have a greater sense of appreciation for life and for positive things that happen in my life and in others. And I have greater compassion for others' tragedies along the way of their lives because I can relate. I have my own problems and things that I've had to deal with, and so now I feel more apt to respond to others' plights with compassion and understanding than I might have otherwise. So there's another thing. Number 3 would be I'm meeting some of the most invested medical professionals in the country, in my opinion, who are just there and ready to help me figure this horrible thing out from day one. I've been lucky enough to come across doctors who have really saved my life. So I feel blessed to have been able to come across those people, and I really believe that they deserve all the praise in the world for being the kind of doctors they are and the kind of people they are. So I feel blessed to have been able to meet them and have them become a part of my life and a part of my health story. Number 4 would be, since I'm now by definition disabled, when I'm feeling up to it, it's kind of almost like I'm retired. I get to focus on the things that make me happy, the things that bring me joy, the things that I enjoy doing and can do now. I have time to focus on my passions like music and art, writing and coloring. That's what I was doing in the hospital nonstop, was either writing in a journal or coloring in my coloring books, because it just brings me joy, it passes the time, and makes me feel productive. And as a retiree would, I get to spend more time with my friends and my family than I maybe normally would have if I was healthy and had a 9-to-5 job, 40 hours a week. So there's that, I guess. I can see my family more and be with them more and see the ones I love a little more often. May seem like a stretch, but it's really not for me. You know, I feel really lucky to be able to see them as often as I do. People come in and visit me and just even sit on the couch while I'm lying down and talking means the world. So that's one more positive thing. And last but not least, this journey has increased my faith, my own personal faith, in ways that only trauma like this can. I genuinely feel that God has given me not one, but multiple miracles in this span of horribleness. I feel like He's saved my life not once, but twice. Not only the first time when they got the cavernoma out of my spinal cord, but the second time when they successfully implanted the spinal cord stimulator that enabled me to live outside the hospital. It's kind of like the family thing. When you have a traumatic thing like that happen to you, you either become stronger in your faith or you fall away because you can't understand why something bad like this could happen to you or someone you love. And I consider myself lucky. I thank God every day for the blessings He has given me. It could have gone so much worse in so many ways along the way. I don't even have time to list the things that all magically fell into place for me to get these things that have enabled me to live as full of a life as I possibly can given the situation. That had one thing slipped out of place, it all would have unraveled, and none of that would have happened, and who knows where I would be right now. That's not hyperbole. They could have actually been something that determined whether or not I lived or died. I don't believe in that many coincidences, so my faith has been increased tenfold, even more. My prayer gets me through the good days and the bad days, but especially the bad days, and it works like medicine. It just gets me through the worst pain, the worst suffering that I feel throughout these last 6 years. So I take the time every day to be sure and thank Him for all the blessings He's given me. So that's it. That's 5 reasons I'm, I suppose, grateful for having CRPS be a part of my life. I have to sometimes find a silver lining in the really dark and stormy clouds, because it's the only way to get yourself through it and really keep your sanity and keep your hope. So thank you for listening. I would love to hear reasons why you're grateful or positive silver linings that have come out of your disability or your hardships. So if you could leave those in the comments below, I'd love to read those. And if you would like to be on the lookout for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you'd like. So thanks for taking the time to check this out, and I will see you next time. Bye.